and aloha from beautiful Kailua Kona, Hawaii. You're here today with Dr. Amber Jade. Let's begin here by coming into a comfortable seated position, ideally into a cross-legged seat. We're placing the hands palms down on the knees today for a more calming and relaxing effect as we settle into our practice today. Maybe allowing the eyes to gently close. Bringing your mind and your awareness into the present moment here together. Allowing the chatter in the mind to start to quiet down some as you take this time for yourself to send a bit of self-love and self-care to your mind, to your body, and to your soul. Thanking yourself for choosing to come to the yoga mat today. Next, bringing awareness to your precious life-giving breath. First, noticing how it is entering and exiting from the body, and then consciously, with intention, starting to deepen your breaths. Inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling deeply out of the nose. Starting to make your exhales last a little bit longer than your inhales. Very good. Allowing the eyes to gently open back up, taking in your surroundings. We're uncrossing the legs here, coming onto the hands and knees into our tabletop position. You want a straight, neutral spine here, placing the wrists beneath the shoulders and the knees under the hips. Let's start with some cat-cows, using the inhales to drop the belly to the ground as you look up to the sky. And using your exhales to arch the spine up to the sky as you look down to the ground. Practicing syncing your breath with your movements here, using the inhales to look up and the exhales to look down. Going back and forth a few times, sending love to our spine. Maybe thanking it, sending some gratitude for carrying us throughout our days and throughout our nights. Beautiful. Making your way back to a straight, neutral spine. Taking the knees as wide as your mat, connecting the big toes behind you, melting the hips down to the heels as you reach forward with the fingertips. Creating that safe space for our hearts here, in between the knees, the ground, and our back body. Moving the hands over to the right side of your mat, or stacking the left hand on top. Nice. Returning the hands to center, making your way over to the left, stacking the right hand on top. And returning the hands to center, firmly planting them down as you rise back up onto the hands and knees, returning to your neutral tabletop position. Centering the left hand in front of you, taking an inhale, reaching for the sky with the right hand. Let's take a few wrist circles here. We'll be following our breath again with our movements. So on the inhales, reaching for the sky, and on the exhale, threading the needle, right arm under the left. And on your next inhale, untwisting, reaching back up for the sky, practicing syncing your breath with your movements again. Inhale to reach, exhale to thread, doing this movement a few times. Excellent. On your next exhale, you'll be planting that right hand back onto the ground, switching sides here, using the inhale, reaching for the sky, taking a few rotations in the wrist. Nice. And starting to thread the needle here, using the exhales to thread. Left arm under the right. On the next exhale, allowing the left hand to be planted firmly onto the ground. Tucking the toes under you, shifting the hands forward about one hand's length distance. Getting ready for a downward facing dog here. Pressing through the feet and the hands, taking the hips to the sky. Making sure most of the pressure in your hands are in the fingertips, gripping the mat, kind of like they're starfish. Not too much pressure in the wrist. And let's pedal out our dog here. Bending one knee and then the next. Bringing the legs to stillness, looking to the hands and stepping both feet forward. Coming into a forward fold here, getting off of the hands. Let's hug the elbows, gently swaying from side to side. Allowing the spine and the neck to relax towards the ground. Nice, returning to stillness. Bringing the hands back to the ground. Feeling the connection of the feet to the ground beneath you. Gently bending the knees as you slowly roll up to standing. Big inhale, reaching for the sky. Briefly connecting the palms and then separating them. Swan diving forward back into our fold. Using an inhale to lift up halfway, hands to the knees, and then exhale, releasing back down. Planting both hands back onto the ground, we're stepping the left leg back. Coming into a runner's lunge, you want to get a 90-degree angle in that front knee, making a letter L. Nice. Once you've got it, dropping the back knee to the ground. We're rising up, reaching for the sky, low crescent lunge. Nice. Bending the elbows, coming into cactus arms, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and shining the heart forward. Nice. From here, straightening the arms. We're bringing the arms into eagle arms next. Right arm under the left, and then twisting, coming to connect the palms. On an inhale, raising both elbows up. And on the exhale, letting them fall back down. Nice. Releasing the hands, bringing them back to the ground. Shifting both hips back, allowing the front leg to start straightening, and we're gently bowing over the leg. Nice. Shifting the weight back into the front foot, lifting the back knee off of the ground and stepping the foot forward, returning to your forward fold. Grounding through the bottoms of your feet, a gentle bend in the knees, slowly rising back up to stand. Inhale, reaching for the sky, joining the palms briefly, and then separating them, swan diving back forward. Nice. Using an inhale, lifting up halfway, hands to the knees, and exhale, releasing back down to the ground. Both hands on the ground, we're stepping the right leg back this time into our runner's lunge. Adjusting as needed, getting that 90-degree angle in the left knee, and then dropping the back knee to the ground. Rising up, reaching for the sky. Bending the elbows, cactus arms. And then we're straightening both arms, getting ready for our eagle arms. This time left arm under the right. Twisting, and then connecting the palms. Using the inhale, lifting the elbows up. And exhale, letting them fall back down. Nice. Releasing the arms, bringing them back to the ground. And shifting the hips back. Allowing that left leg to start straightening into our half pyramid pose, gently bowing over the extended leg. Nice. Bringing the weight back into the front foot. Lifting the back knee up and returning the right foot to the front into our fold. Planting the left hand on the ground, you can bend the knees as much as you need to for this to happen. And then we're opening up to the right, reaching for the sky. Nice. Using an exhale to release back down, planting the right hand as we open up to the left. And left hand back to the ground. Firmly planting both hands, stepping one foot back, and then the next, coming into a plank pose. and lowering down to the ground. Nice. Bringing the forearms and the hands onto the ground, joining the legs together. And we're looking down to the ground at first. Noticing how your foundation just changed here as you're being held by your belly and being held by your heart. On an inhale, pressing through the forearms and hands, lifting the heart up into our Sphinx pose. Let's look over the right shoulder. And then return to center, looking over the left. Nice. Returning center. And exhale back down to the ground. Very good. We're bringing the hands now behind the back, interlacing the fingertips, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Nice. On an inhale, we're coming into a full locust pose. So squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting the heart off the ground again, and also lifting the legs off the ground. Nice. On an exhale, letting it all go. Back to the ground, planting the hands beside the heart, pressing through the hands and arms, rising up fully into an upward facing dog. Tucking the toes under you, coming to the knees first, and then feet to the ground, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Balancing on the left foot, floating the right leg to the sky. We're bending that right knee, opening up that right hip, creating more space there. Nice. Returning the right leg to the ground, balancing on it as you float the left leg up. Bending the knee, opening up that left hip. Returning the left leg to the ground. Bending both knees, bringing them to the ground. We're spinning around, coming to sit again, taking both legs straight out in front of you. Planting the hands beside the hips, sitting up nice and tall, flexing the feet towards you, using an inhale, reaching for the sky, and on the exhale, folding forward, bringing the hands to rest on the feet or on the legs where they do land. Using the inhale to slowly rise back up. We're bending the right knee, crossing the right foot over by the left hip. You can choose to keep the left leg extended, or if you'd like to bend that knee, wrapping the left leg around, that is also an option. Sitting up nice and tall. The right hand is behind you, reaching for the sky with the left. We're twisting to the right, bending the elbow, bringing it outside of the knee ideally, pushing the elbow and knee together to deepen the twist. Looking over the right shoulder, keeping the heart lifted, spine lengthened. On an exhale, letting go, returning center. Uncrossing the legs, taking them straight again. Big inhale to reach and exhale to fold. Taking your nice deep breaths. and rising back up. Now bending the left knee, taking the foot over by the right hip. Choosing to keep that right leg straight, or we're wrapping that one around too. Sitting up nice and tall, left hand behind you, reaching for the sky with the right. And this time twisting left, bringing the elbow outside the knee. Pushing the two together, looking over the left shoulder. Good. On an exhale, letting go, releasing, uncrossing the legs. This time we're taking the legs out wide. Bringing the right hand inside of the left thigh, reaching for the sky with the left hand. And we're hinging over to the right, feeling a nice opening along the left side of the rib cage. Then fully twisting to the right, bringing both hands to rest on the foot or on the leg where they do meet. Melting the heart towards the ground, taking your nice deep breaths. Slowly rising back up, returning to center, bringing the fingertips to the ground in front of you, and we're inching them forward. Finding that point where you get just outside of the comfort zone, and we're going to hang out there, taking our deep breaths, using the exhales as a way to breathe out any of the stress, any of the tension in the mind and in the body. You can stay on the hands, you could come down to the forearms. Yogi's choice. Excellent. Rising back up. We're bringing the left hand inside of the right thigh, reaching for the sky with the right hand, hinging over to the left. Now feeling that nice opening along the right side of the rib cage. And then fully twisting to the left, letting the hands rest where they land, melting the heart towards the ground. Rising back up, returning center. This time we're bringing the bottoms of the feet to connect into our butterfly legs. Sitting up nice and tall, taking hold of the feet. Big inhale, we lengthen, and on the exhale, folding forward. Maybe choosing to keep the hands on the feet, or you can bring the hands onto the mat, seeing if that allows you to sink down a little deeper. Breathing out the stress, breathing out the tension. It's not yours to carry. And slowly rising back up, joining the knees together, and we're coming to lay on our back, keeping the knees bent and the feet planted on the ground. Noticing how your foundation has just changed again. Laying on the back, bringing both knees to the chest, wrapping your arms around, giving yourself a great big hug, full of that self-love and that self-care. Keeping the right knee hugged in, bringing the left leg straight to the ground. Let's straighten the right leg to the sky, using your hands to support the back of the leg as you flex and point the ankle and foot. Nice, bending the knee back to the chest, keeping the left hand on the knee, right hand out to your side. Twisting the low half of the body over to the left, sending your gaze out to the right. Checking your right shoulder and your jaw here to see if you're holding tension in these areas, and then choosing to relax it towards the ground. Excellent. Returning to center, untwisting, straightening the right leg to the ground, hugging the left knee in. And then taking the left foot to the sky, flexing and pointing the ankle and foot. Nice, bending the knee, right hand staying on the knee, extending the left hand out, twisting to the right, looking to the left. Checking the left shoulder and the jaw, choosing to release the tension there, giving it to the ground. Untwisting, coming fully onto your back, bending the knees, planting the feet again, scooting the heels really close to you. The arms are at your side on the mat, palms facing down. Getting ready for bridge pose here. On the inhale, pressing through the feet, lifting the hips to the sky. On an exhale, bringing the hips back down to the ground. We're going to do that one more time, using the inhale, rising up. This time, maybe choosing to interlace the fingertips under the back, squeezing the shoulder blades together again to open up the heart space as well as the hips. Breathing. Make sure you're not holding your breath, letting it flow. Nice. Releasing the hands, releasing the hips back down to the ground, straightening one leg and then the next. Coming into our sweet Shavasana time. We're going to place both hands on the belly, so that we can practice our deep belly breathing as we lay here. So on the inhales, filling the lungs up with air so much that the belly expands and gets bigger under your hands. And on the exhale, emptying the lungs of air so much that the belly contracts back in, maybe even sucking the belly button in a little bit. And then repeating the cycle, using the inhales to rise and the exhales to fall. Very good. You may return to your normal breathing pattern, releasing the hands to the ground beside you. Allowing the nutrients of our practice today to settle in and take hold so you can continue to carry them with you off the mat. We'll end our practice today here, laying in our Shavasana, just joining the hands at heart center. Thank you for choosing to be here today. The love and light in me sees, loves, and respects the love and light in you. Namaste, friends. Take your time returning movement to the body in ways that feel good to you before rising up and completing your practice. Aloha.